Once upon a time, in a cozy little town, there was a little blue elephant named Benny. Benny wasn't just any ordinary elephant, he was a special toy with a heart full of love and a spirit full of adventure. Benny was a soft, cuddly toy, and he belonged to a little boy named Liam. Liam had received Benny as a gift on his 3rd birthday, and from that day on they were inseparable. Liam loved Benny very much. They were the best of friends, and they played together every day. Whether it was building blocks, drawing pictures, or just running around the house, Benny was always by Liam's side. Liam took Benny everywhere with him, to the park, to the shops, and even to bed. Benny had seen every corner of Liam's world, and he loved every moment of it. Benny loved listening to Liam's stories and adventures. Liam would tell Benny about his day at school, the new friends he made, and the exciting games they played. At night, Liam would hug Benny tight, and Benny would feel safe and loved. The warmth of Liam's embrace made Benny feel like the luckiest toy in the world. One sunny afternoon, Liam's family decided to go on a picnic. The sky was clear and the birds were singing, making it the perfect day for an outdoor adventure. Liam was so excited to be going to the park. He packed his favorite snacks, a blanket, and, of course, his beloved Benny. He couldn't imagine going anywhere without his trusty blue elephant. They all piled into the car and drove to the park, ready for a fun day out. The journey was filled with laughter and songs, and Benny sat snugly in Liam's lap, enjoying the ride. As they were unpacking the picnic basket, Liam got distracted by a group of children playing frisbee. The sight of the flying disc and the laughter of the children were too tempting to resist. He put Benny down on a bench and ran off to join in the fun, promising himself he wouldn't be gone long. Benny watched as Liam ran off, feeling a mix of excitement and a little bit of worry. As the sun began to set, the park grew quiet. Liam, caught up in the game, completely forgot about Benny. Back at the bench, something magical happened. As the moonlight touched Benny, he started to wiggle. His button eyes blinked and his stitched smile widened. Benny was alive. He looked around, confused, and wondered where Liam had gone.
Liam, where are you?
But Liam was nowhere to be seen. Benny felt a pang of sadness. He missed Liam's warm hugs and gentle voice. Determined to find his best friend, Benny set off into the night. The park was big and unfamiliar in the dark. Benny felt a little scared, but he remembered Liam's words, "Always be brave, Benny," and so he bravely ventured on. Benny wandered through the park, his little legs carrying him as fast as they could. He asked the owls in the trees if they had seen Liam, but they just hooted in response. He even asked a family of hedgehogs, but they scurried away without a word. Just when Benny was about to give up hope, he spotted a group of lost toys huddled together under a bush. They were a motley crew, a one-eyed teddy bear, a wobbly-wheeled toy truck, and a pretty but slightly tattered doll.
Hello, I'm Benny. Have you seen a little boy named Liam?
The toys shook their heads sadly. They were all lost and missed their owners very much. The one-eyed teddy bear, whose name was Barnaby, told Benny that they were all trying to find their way back home. Barnaby had been on this journey for a long time, and he had met many toys along the way, each with their own story and their own reasons for wanting to return home. Benny decided to join them. He knew that finding Liam wouldn't be easy, but he was determined to try. Benny had always been a brave toy, and he believed that with the help of his new friends, they could overcome any obstacle that came their way. Together, they set off on their adventure. They followed winding paths and crossed babbling brooks. The journey was long and arduous, but they kept each other company with stories and songs, making the time pass more quickly. They climbed over towering rocks and squeezed through prickly bushes. Each challenge they faced only made them stronger and more determined to reach their destination. Along the way, they encountered all sorts of creatures, friendly squirrels, grumpy frogs, and even a wise old owl who gave them directions. The owl's wisdom was invaluable, and it gave them hope that they were on the right path.
Follow the North Star, and you will find your way. The owl's words echoed in their minds as they traveled under the starry sky, feeling a sense of guidance and purpose.
Benny never gave up hope. He knew that Liam would be looking for him too. The thought of reuniting with Liam kept his spirits high, even when the journey seemed impossible. He held on to the memories of their playtime and the sound of Liam's laughter. It gave him the strength to keep going. Those cherished moments were like a beacon guiding him through the darkest parts of their journey. One day, as they were trudging through a field of tall grass, they came across a kind farmer. The farmer was a gentle giant with a heart of gold.
He listened patiently as I told him about Liam and our special bond. The farmer was touched by my story. He knew how much it meant for a toy to be reunited with its owner.
So I offered to help. I lifted the toys onto my wagon and promised to take them to the nearest town.
The toys were overjoyed. They thanked the farmer profusely and settled down for the ride. As they rumbled along the dusty road, Benny couldn't help but feel a surge of hope. Maybe, just maybe, they were getting closer to finding Liam. The town was bustling with activity. People hurried to and fro, their voices creating a cheerful hum. The farmer dropped the toys off at the edge of town, wishing them luck on their quest.
We thanked him again and set off to explore. We wandered through the marketplace, our eyes wide with wonder. There were so many sights and smells, colorful fabrics, delicious-smelling food, and the sound of music filling the air.
Suddenly, Benny stopped in his tracks. He spotted a familiar-looking red backpack leaning against a bench. It was Liam's backpack. Benny's heart skipped a beat. Could Liam be nearby? Benny raced towards the backpack, his little legs moving faster than ever. He had been separated from Liam for what felt like an eternity, and the thought of being reunited filled him with a burst of energy. The backpack was just ahead, and Benny could almost feel the warmth of Liam's embrace already. Barnaby, the toy truck, and the doll followed close behind. They too were eager to see Liam again, their friend who had always taken such good care of them. The trio moved in unison, their determination evident in every step. As they got closer, Benny heard a familiar voice. It was Liam. The sound of his voice was like music to Benny's ears, and it spurred him on even more. He knew they were almost there. Liam was sitting on the bench, his head in his hands. He had been searching for Benny and the other toys for hours, and the worry was etched on his face. He looked sad and lost. The thought of never finding his beloved toys again was too much for him to bear. Benny's heart ached for his friend. He couldn't stand to see Liam so upset. He had to reach him to let him know that everything was going to be okay. He knew he had to reach Liam to let him know that he was okay. With renewed determination, Benny pushed himself even harder.
Liam!
Benny shouted at the top of his voice. He wanted to make sure Liam heard him, to let him know that he was coming. Liam looked up, his eyes widening in surprise. He couldn't believe what he was seeing. There, standing before him, was his beloved Benny. The sight of his favorite toy filled Liam with overwhelming joy.
"Benny, I can't believe it's you!" Liam exclaimed, his voice filled with emotion.
Liam jumped up and scooped Benny into his arms, hugging him tightly. He never wanted to let go. Benny was so happy to be reunited with Liam. His little heart swelled with joy. He snuggled into Liam's embrace, feeling safe and loved once more. The long journey was worth it, and Benny knew he was finally home. Liam apologized for leaving Benny behind at the park. He had been so worried when he couldn't find his best friend. He promised never to leave Benny alone again.
"I'm so sorry, Benny. I promise I'll never leave you again."
I forgive you, Liam. I know you love me very much.
They were best friends forever, and nothing could ever change that. Liam gathered up Benny, Barnaby the toy truck, and the doll. He promised to find their owners too.
"And I'll help find your friends' owners too."
Liam learned a valuable lesson that day about the importance of loyalty and perseverance. And Benny, the little blue elephant, proved that even the smallest of toys can have the biggest of hearts. And so they all lived happily ever after.